Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy Jerry Trades back in another brand new video. And on today's video, I want to go ahead and jump into helping you guys how to find the right companies to trade and invest in, so you can go ahead and position yourself for the long term and learn how to trade high volatility companies so you make money in the short term. So now jumping into this video, it's very important, man, because I struggled for a lot of my career learning to pick the right companies, not going out to what social media would often throw at me. Because sometimes when you're navigating social media as a young adult, there's always going to be TikToks, social, Instagram videos that, hey, look at this company, hey, look at this company. And it can distract you to buying positions here. And sometimes these companies aren't necessarily the most profitable, right? So many people back in 2020 were victims to, GameStop, these meme stock kind of investments, these one and done kind of hits. Back in 2020, GameStop had this insane influence by the, the market in 2021, going from $6.30 a share all the way to $114 a share. And some people, unfortunately, were still buying at $116 a share, only to never get their money back again. So a lot of people often went through these, scenarios due to following social media. You had Dogecoin, you had Shiba, you had, multiple. Look at this over here, AMC. I think also back in 2020, she was back here at $32 a share, and she skyrocketed all the way to $393 a share. And boom, just like that, people that were buying at $393, never to see their money again, now trading for $1.60. So these are investment opportunities that when you're young, they're being thrown in your face. Sometimes you'll fall for them, and you want to avoid them. You want to avoid them as often as possible, because these can often leave a bad taste in your mouth behind investing, and you might never want to do it again. So I share this video to help guide younger investors, younger traders, to focus on the bigger picture and stay where the money's at, so you guys avoid these losses and the beginner mistakes that unfortunately some people are making now due to social media. So these 5 companies help me make over $1,000 a week minimum. I often trade Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta, United Healthcare, Broadcom, AMD, Coinbase, and I'll go ahead and throw the S&P 500 every here and there, the SPY. Let's go ahead and add it right here, the SPY, so you guys can go ahead and look at it. I'll trade SPY 0 DTE contracts when I'm looking to be a little bit cheap. But now, why do I trade these companies? So I trade these companies because they're the ones that have a lot of volatility. And as a trader, right, you always want to be able to capitalize on volatility. So moves from 394 all the way to 401 put a pretty decent amount of percentage in your profits, roughly maybe 80% here if you take the right strike prices. 401 all the way down to 389. That's a significant amount of percentage gain, probably like close to 250% return. So that right there is the volatility you need. 389 all the way high to 392. Perfect volatility to make at least 60-70% on your trades, and it's happening all throughout the day. So you don't need to be jumping from company to company. You can always just focus on one and now be able to see key levels, focus on where the resistances are at, where the supports are at, where is price action either jumping up from or pushing down. And you can see buy and sells will operate differently on a whole different level when you just focus on a few. So that's my advice, trade Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, Google, Meta, United Healthcare, Broadcom, SPY, but focus on maybe just one or two. Because hyper focusing on just one allows you to understand more knowledge about it. For this week here in May 1st, this first week of May, I've been noticing Tesla struggling to break above this 400 level. Every time she gets near this 400, she begins to reject. She got near it over here at the back, April 22nd, rejected down. Over here, now in May 5th, rejected down. Today, May 6th, rejected down. So now at this level, I'm aware that, hey, there's some selling at 400 that I need to be aware of. And that happened, and that came to me with constant experience with trading Tesla and being aware where these key levels are at. So yes, focusing on just one will help you. And I highly recommend you do that as well, because it will make you more familiar with what to expect at certain price moves and how price action moves. Every company has different movements, sometimes more aggressive in the mornings or picking up later in the evenings. If you continue to focus on just one and you watch charts consistently, you'll notice these patterns, and they help you a lot as a trader when sometimes overestimating or underestimating some positions. You know, when you're down maybe 60% on a position, but you're so early in the day, if you're aware of how aggressive the company's volatility is, hey, maybe despite being 60% early in the day, we have enough volatility to get us back to either break even or even a profits later on, you know? And this is, you know, one thing that I love about Tesla, aside from any other ones that I trade, is that she has that volatility. You know, let's say in this day right here, you would have traded, let's say, puts. You would have traded, let's say, where can we find a better opportunity here? Let's say you would have traded puts right here at 816 and you wanted her to go lower. You enter puts here and you wanted her to go lower, but then she went all the way up. And here at this top, you're now negative 60%. Now below here, look, she went here and even lower. So now instead of being negative 60%, maybe you recovered your losses and you even came back up positive 30%. And that's all because of the stock's volatility. Remember, volatility just means the stock movements going up, down, and how aggressive it is. Up, down, up, down. Where money can be made as a trader, you need these movements. So Tesla has a lot of these, and I highly recommend Tesla's the one you guys really focus on because it'll help you make a lot of money. But now jumping into Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta, these rest of the companies, we trade them as well just because there's a lot of money to them. When people wake up in the morning and they think about which stocks to buy for their future, the first ones that come to their mind are the biggest ones. Apple, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Broadcom, these companies, Coinbase, everyone already knows their names, so they're more familiar with putting their money in them. That threshold, that trust as an investor is already established. They don't have to go, oh, I wonder what Oklo is or CoreWeave is. They don't question it. They have less resistance, more peace of mind when investing. So there's always money going into these assets. And if there's money going into these assets, that means that there's also money going out, allowing you as a trader to be able to make a lot of returns or some returns on these short-term price moves. As an investor, this kicks in because you know that people are constantly putting money in because this is a safe asset, an asset that in the next 2 to 3 years isn't going to go anywhere. So people have that trust, people have that faith, that reassurance to continue investing in it. And in the long term, it could potentially go up maybe 20, 30, 40% from where you bought it. And even in the further long term, if you have that kind of patience to wait 15, 20 years, this could significantly put up a lot of percentage gain for yourself. And that's how you want to begin to believe, you know, long-term investments. Always look for them now 15, 20 years down the line. Be a little bit more patient on your investments, but time them correctly. But now that goes ahead and summarizes this video on which 5 companies I recommend you guys trade. These are the ones that make me and my clients a bunch of profits. You know, we're able to generate results like $1,000 here in one day, another $1,000 here in one day, another $800 here in one morning, another $400 right here. My clients are able to generate consistent profits, and you know, another $700 right here. All of my clients are able to generate really good profits just focusing on these companies and rotating them, looking for setups, picking the right strike prices and the right expiration dates, which I'll go ahead and cover with you guys on my next video. I hope you guys even a little bit more. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope it's very helpful advice that no one really told me, so I hope to share it with you guys. And that pretty much sums up today's video. Jerry Trades with SoCal Trading Group, over and out.